What's up? Happy Friday to you. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about entrepreneurs and all of their ideas, my ideas, their ideas, all of our ideas. I I spoke to entrepreneurs most of the day, which was great, and it makes me laugh when I sit back and I think about all these different great ideas that we actually have, but can't really execute on. So when my clients tend to gaze into the wonderfulness of a new idea happening, I always try to bring them back and say, hey, listen, you got to make sure your hub is right before you even consider expanding and doing anything else. And that's been great advice for me, for my own company, my own business, because I believe there's a ton of businesses that I could open. They're all running through my mind. But am I going to execute on them? No, I'm not. Not right now. Maybe when I've grown the Dr. Whisperer to where I want it to be, which is a long way away, then I will consider maybe venturing into other businesses. But for now, I'm going to stay in the lane that I know I'm good at. And that's what I typically tell not only my clients, but friends too. I have this one great idea that is going to kill it one day. And it's very possible that somebody could take that idea right out of my brain. Actually, they wouldn't be taking it out of my brain, but they would take it because it's just something I feel like could happen one day. And I think that, it's hard to determine what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I was talking to somebody today who is a great guy, great entrepreneur, and he was telling me all the things that he was going to do. And I said, great. I said, but you have to execute on one of them. Because if we set ourselves up to do everything, if we say, okay, I'm going to do vlogs, I'm going to do videos, I'm going to do podcasts, I'm going to do speaking events, I'm going to travel, I'm going to get clients in other states, then we lose our focus of what we're really good at. So we have to just make sure that we stay focused, right? My other dear friend, who is probably one of the absolute best video geniuses that I've ever met, and he's had his own business in the video world for many years. He called me today. He's definitely one of my best friends in the state of Florida, my first friend that I met when I moved here 13 years ago. And, he's got this idea, and it has to do with both of our businesses, but maybe setting up a separate LLC. And I'll tell you more about it if it comes to fruition, right? Because I like to take a step back and say, okay, but I'm already very busy doing what I'm doing. And if I'm going to give quality to my clients, I have to maintain a certain level of time to be able to commit to them. So if I branch out into all of these other avenues that sound very good, by the way, then something loses out or someone loses out. So, I step back a lot quicker than I jump in. And I think that's smart. And I've learned that from smarter people than myself. This is not an original thought. But, when I was talking about, social media is a big deal in my world. It's a big deal for my clients. And I think that it's just the way of the world right now. I mean, this phone here is, as Gary Vee says, it's the television. And if you don't know who Gary Vee is, look up Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk. He's probably the best out there in terms of being a realist and an operator and an executor, in my opinion. And he has taught me so much, and it's free. And it's every day, and it's content, and it's great. And I learn and I learn and I learn. And then I want to execute on a lot of the stuff that he talks about for my own business and for my clients. But I feel like anybody that's doing social media today or that's trying to learn about being a great content creator or doing Facebook Live or doing podcasts, they got to grind it for a while, and learn from people that are experts. Because I haven't met too many people that I think are experts. And I hope that they're out there in Tampa Bay. I just haven't physically met them yet, but I'm sure they're there. And so I have a lot of thoughts on other businesses and other ideas. And I think that ultimately, when that happens to you or when that happens to me, it's always important to step back and make sure that we're doing what we do best and that we're actually doing, right? That we're executing. that we're not just talking about it. You have to just go. I said this to my friend today. Hey, you might watch and you know what I'm talking about. I said this to you. Like, you could talk about it all day long, but you have to actually execute, or it means nothing. And it can't be perfect. Can't, like, look at this. If I can eat it hanging above me, there's a water cooler, okay? I'm in my home office, no eyeliner, looking a little tired. It's Friday night, but it can't be perfect. You just have to do. And you have to make mistakes, and you got to fail. And then you got to maybe look foolish every once in a while. And then you got to pick yourself up and you got to do it again. So I'm talking about it for you, for me, for my friend that I talked to today, for a bunch of my entrepreneurial friends that want to do a million different things. It's great. It's such a great thing to get excited about, but make sure that your hub is great before you do it. So my hub is pretty darn good, but it's not great. It's not where I want it to be. So I'm going to stay in my lane. And I hope that you stay in yours until, you're ready to, like, change lanes. And don't forget your blinker. That's what I always tell my husband. Have a fantastic evening and weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Ciao.